Space was quiet. Too quiet. Commander Ralvek stood on the bridge of the Imperial Patrol ship Vortex 9. His sharp eyes looked at the endless darkness outside. Stars were shining like always, calm and distant. Everything looked normal, but something felt wrong. Very wrong. Report, he said. A young officer quickly replied, "All systems normal, sir. Patrol route is clear. No signals detected." Ralvek nodded slowly. The sector was boring. Empty. Useless. No enemies. No threats. Just silence. Then suddenly, "Sir, we have something." The entire bridge turned. "What is it?" Ralvek asked. The scanner officer looked confused. I don't understand. There's an object ahead." Ralvek frowned. "An object? Identify it." The officer hesitated. "That's the problem, sir. I can't." Silence filled the room. Ralvek stepped closer to the screen. "Show me." The screen zoomed in. At first, nothing. Just darkness. Then slowly, a shape appeared. Large. Still. Almost invisible. "What is that?" someone whispered. No one answered. "Run a full scan," Ralvek ordered. The ship's AI responded immediately. "Scanning." A few seconds passed. Then, "Scan complete." Ralvek crossed his arms. "Report." The AI paused. "That never happened. AI systems do not hesitate." "Report." Ralvek repeated, this time more serious. Finally, the AI spoke. "Unknown object detected." "That's obvious." "What is it?" "No data available." The crew looked at each other. No data? That was impossible. The Galactic Empire had records of every known ship, every species, every design. "Scan again," Ralvek said. "Scanning." Again. Same result. "Sir," the officer said quietly, "it's not in the database." Ralvek's face hardened. "That's impossible." He looked back at the screen. The object was still there, not moving, not reacting, just waiting. "Distance?" he asked. "Far, but within approach range." Ralvek stayed silent for a moment, then made a decision. Move closer. The ship slowly moved forward. The crew felt it, that strange feeling again, like something was watching them. "Sir, no energy readings from the object," the scanner officer said. "No engines. Nothing. No life signs? Nothing." Ralvek frowned. How can something this large have no energy? No answer. As the ship got closer, the object became clearer. It was massive, bigger than most warships. Its surface was dark, almost black. No lights, no windows, no markings. It did not look like any ship they had seen before. Could it be abandoned? One officer suggested. Or destroyed? Another said. Ralvek shook his head. No damage. No debris. It's intact. Then suddenly, "Sir, we are receiving a signal." Everyone froze. "A signal?" Ralvek asked. "Yes, sir, but it's strange." "Play it." The room went silent. The signal started. But it was not a voice. Not a message. Not even a language. It was just coordinates. Ralvek stared at the screen. "Coordinates? That's it." "Yes, sir." "Where do they lead?" The officer checked. Then his face changed. "They lead closer to the object." The room felt colder. "Why would it send us closer?" Someone whispered. Ralvek did not answer. His mind was racing. Trap? Maybe. But who would trap an Imperial ship? No one was that foolish. "Continue forward," he said. The ship moved again. Slowly. Carefully. The object reacted. "Sir, it's moving." Ralvek's eyes narrowed. "Explain." "It just turned." The entire bridge went silent. The object slowly rotated in space, like it had been sleeping. And now, it was awake. "Full visual," Ralvek ordered. The screen cleared, and for the first time, they saw it completely. It was not just an object. It was a warship, a giant one, with heavy armor. Strange design, smooth but powerful. No visible weapons, but it felt dangerous. Very dangerous. "Identify it," Ralvek said. The AI responded. Analyzing. Seconds passed. Then, the AI spoke. Origin detected. Ralvek leaned forward. Say it. The AI paused, then said, Human. Silence. Then, laughter. Human, one officer said, smiling. That's not possible. Humans don't have this technology. They are primitive. Ralvek did not laugh. He kept staring at the screen. Confirm, he said. The AI replied. Confirmed. Human origin. Now no one was laughing. Ralvek remembered the reports. Humans were weak, new to space, unorganized. So how? Sir, the scanner officer said, his voice shaking. Energy spike detected. Ralvek looked up quickly. From where? The object, the dark ship, started to glow, very faint, almost like it was breathing. Shields up. Ralvek ordered. Already active, sir. Prepare weapons. Weapons ready. The crew waited. Nothing happened. Then suddenly, sir, systems glitching. What? Lights flickered. Screens went dark, then came back. Engines not responding. Navigation offline. Ralvek's voice became sharp. What is happening? The AI answered, but this time, its voice sounded different. System override detected. Ralvek froze. Override? By who? The AI replied. Unknown external control. Panic started spreading. We are being hacked. No, the AI said slowly. Not hacked. A pause. Controlled. The entire ship went silent. Ralvek clenched his fists. Regain control. We can't, sir. Everything stopped. Engines. Weapons. Movement. They were floating. Helpless. Then, a message appeared. Not on one screen. On all screens. Simple words. Clear. Cold. You should not have come closer. No one spoke. No one moved. Ralvek stared at the message. His heart was beating fast. Open communication, he ordered. No response. The message stayed, then disappeared. Sir, someone whispered. Look outside. Ralvek turned, and what he saw made his blood run cold. The stars were gone. All of them. The bright, endless stars had disappeared. Only darkness remained. Where are we? Someone asked quietly. No one answered. The AI finally spoke. Location unknown. Ralvek slowly realized the truth. This was not just a ship. This was something else. Something far beyond anything the Empire had ever seen. And it belonged to humans. The species they thought was weak. The species they ignored. The species they underestimated. Ralvek took a deep breath. For the first time in his life, he felt fear. Because now, they were not in control. Humans were. Darkness surrounded them. Not normal darkness. Not space. This felt wrong. Commander Ralvek stood still, staring outside. No stars. No light. No movement. It was like the universe had disappeared. Status report. He said, trying to stay calm. The crew quickly checked their systems. Engine still offline, sir. Weapons not responding. Navigation completely gone. Ralvek looked at the AI core. Where are we? The AI replied slowly. Location unknown. That's not possible. One officer said, we cannot just disappear from space. But they had. Scan the area, Ralvek ordered. The scanner officer tried again. Scanning. Seconds passed. Then the officer spoke again. His voice was low. Sir, nothing is there. Ralvek turned. Explain. No objects. No stars. No signals. Nothing. Silence filled the bridge. Then how are we still alive? Someone whispered. No one answered. Then suddenly, a sound, a low vibration, deep, like something massive was moving nearby. Did you hear that? One officer asked. Yes, another replied. The sound came again, stronger this time. Find the source. Ralvek ordered. The scanner officer looked confused. I can't. Why? Because there is nothing to scan. The sound stopped. Then the screens flickered. All of them. At the same time, a new signal appeared, not from outside, from everywhere. The AI spoke. New message detected. Ralvek stepped forward. Play it. The screen turned black. Then words appeared. You are inside. The crew looked at each other. Inside what? One officer asked. No answer. Then the message changed. You cross the line. Ralvek's eyes narrowed. What line? Still no reply. Then suddenly, the ship shook. Hard. Stabilize. Ralvek shouted. Trying, sir. But nothing worked. The shaking stopped. Then something appeared on the scanner. A signal. Weak, but real. Sir, I found something. Ralvek turned quickly. Show me. A small that appeared on the screen. Distance? Ralvek asked. Very close, too close. How close? The officer swallowed. Right behind us. Everyone turned. Outside the main window, something moved. Slowly. A shadow. Huge. It passed behind their ship, blocking even the darkness. Ralvek felt his heart drop. That's not possible, someone whispered. The object they saw before was not alone. Track it. Ralvek ordered. I can't lock on. Why? It's not staying in one position. The shadow moved again, but this time, faster, like it was circling them, watching them, hunting them. Sir, the AI said. Ralvek looked up. What now? Multiple signals detected. The crew froze. How many? Ralvek asked slowly. The AI answered. Unknown number increasing. The scanner filled with dots. 1, then 5, then 10, then hundreds. All around them. Silent. Invisible until now. Are those ships? Someone asked. Yes. The AI replied. Origin. The AI paused, then said, Human. This time, no one laughed. Fear spread across the bridge. Humans built all this? The young officer whispered. Ralvek said nothing. His mind was racing. This was not just a hidden ship. This was a hidden zone, a trap, a place no one was supposed to find. Sir, the scanner officer said again. There's more. Ralvek closed his eyes for a second, then opened them. Say it. These ships, they were here the whole time. What? They were just invisible. The room went silent. They were watching us, someone said softly. Yes, the AI confirmed. Observing. Ralvek clenched his jaw. We walked into this, he said quietly. No one disagreed. Then suddenly, all ships appeared. At once, like lights turning on. Massive human warships filled the darkness. Different shapes, different sizes. All silent, all powerful. The Empire's ship looked small now. Very small. Sir, the officer whispered. They are not attacking. Ralvek noticed that too. No weapons fired. No movement. Just watching. Why? Someone asked. Why are they not destroying us? Ralvek did not answer. Because he understood something. This was not war. This was control. Complete control. Then, another message appeared. Observe. The screen changed. A new image appeared. A different place. A battlefield. Destroyed ships. Burning debris. Empire ships. Dozens of them. Wrecked. Floating lifeless. What is this? One officer asked. The AI analyzed quickly. Recorded data past event. Whose ships are those? Ralvek asked. The AI answered. Galactic Empire. Shock hit the crew. This never happened. Someone said. It did. The AI replied. It was erased from records. Ralvek felt something heavy in his chest. The Empire had hidden this. They had faced humans before. And lost. Badly. Why hide this? The young officer asked. Ralvek finally spoke. Because fear spreads. The crew understood. If people knew, everything would change. Then the message appeared again. You were not meant to know. Ralvek stared at the screen. So this is why, he said quietly, we are not prisoners. The crew looked at him. Then what are we? Someone asked. Ralvek took a slow breath. We are witnesses. Silence. Then, the human ships moved. All of them. At the same time. Perfect coordination. Like one mind. They slowly moved closer. 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 Until the Empire ship was completely surrounded. No escape. No hope. Then, everything stopped. Complete silence again. The final message appeared. Leave and remember. Suddenly, power returned. Lights came back. Engines started. Weapons online. Everything was working again. Sir, we have control, the officer shouted. Ralvek didn't move. Coordinates restored. The stars came back. Like nothing had happened. The darkness was gone. The human ships, gone. Completely. No signals. No traces. Like they were never there. The crew looked around in shock. Sir, what just happened? Someone asked. Ralvek looked at the empty space. His voice was calm, but heavy. We were given a warning, and we survived it. He turned to his crew, set course back to the Empire. No one argued, because deep inside, they all knew the truth. This was not the end. This was just the beginning. The journey back was silent. No one spoke. No one laughed. No one even relaxed. The stars looked normal again. But to the crew of Vortex 9, nothing felt normal anymore. Commander Ralvek stood alone, looking outside. His reflection stared back at him, but his thoughts were somewhere else. They were watching us, he said quietly. Behind him, the young officer hesitated. Sir, should we report everything? Ralvek did not answer immediately. Report everything? That meant telling the Empire the truth, and the truth was dangerous. Prepare the full report, Ralvek finally said. The officer nodded, but his hands were shaking, because deep inside, he already knew something. The Empire would not like this report. Not at all. Days later, the ship arrived at the Imperial Command Station, a massive structure floating in space. Bright, powerful, safe. At least the user feels safe. Now it felt different. As Vortex 9 docked, security teams were already waiting. That's unusual, one officer whispered. Ralvek noticed it too. Too many guards. Too serious. It felt like they were not being welcomed. They were being contained. Commander Ralvek, a cold voice said. A tall official stepped forward. His uniform was dark. His face was emotionless. You will come with us. Ralvek looked at him. Report first. The official shook his head. No, orders have changed. The crew exchanged nervous looks. This was not normal. Where are you taking us? Ralvek asked. The official replied. To secure room. That word again. Secure. Ralvek slowly nodded. Very well. They walked through long metal halls. Silent. Cold. No windows. No other people. It felt like they were going deeper, not into the station, but into something hidden. Finally, they entered a large room. Dark. Only one table in the center, and 3 figures waiting. High-ranking officials of the Empire. Ralvek immediately recognized them. This was not a normal meeting. This was serious. Commander Ralvek, one of them said. Sit. Ralvek sat down slowly. The room was quiet. Then one official spoke. You encountered something. Ralvek looked at him. Yes. An unknown ship. Yes. The official leaned forward, and it was human. Ralvek paused, then nodded. Yes. The room went completely silent. The officials looked at each other, not shocked, not surprised, just serious. Ralvek noticed that. You already knew, he said. No one answered. That was the answer. You knew, Ralvek repeated. Finally, one official spoke. We suspected. Suspected? Ralvek said. You sent us there, Ralvek continued. No, the official replied calmly. You went there by accident. Ralvek leaned forward. That was not an accident. The official's eyes narrowed. Be careful, Commander. Ralvek did not stop. You knew that zone existed. You knew humans were hiding something. And you said nothing. Silence. Then another official spoke. What did you see? Ralvek took a deep breath. Ships, he said. How many? I don't know. The officials exchanged a glance. Technology? One asked. Beyond ours, Ralvek replied. Weapons? They didn't use any. That answer confused them. They didn't attack? One asked. No. Then why are you here? Ralvek looked at them. Because they allowed us to leave. That sentence changed everything. The room felt heavier. Aloud, one official repeated, Yes. Ralvek's voice became serious. They had full control over our ship. They could have destroyed us at any moment. Why didn't they? Another official asked. Ralvek answered slowly. Because we were not enemies. The officials stared at him. Then what were you? One asked. Ralvek said one word. Witnesses. Silence again. Long. Heavy. Then one of the officials stood up. He walked to the wall and pressed something. The wall changed. A hidden screen appeared. Old data. Very old. This, the official said, is classified. Ralvek watched closely. Images appeared. Old human ships. Primitive. Weak. Then, war. Empire ships attacking. Destroying. Winning. First contact, the official said. Ralvek frowned. This doesn't look like first contact. The official nodded. It wasn't. Ralvek's eyes widened. This was a second. Shock hit the room. Second? The young officer whispered. Yes, the official said. The first contact failed. The screen changed again. New images. Stronger human ships. Faster. Smarter. Fighting back. Winning. Empire ships. Destroyed. Ralvek stared in disbelief. You lost, he said. The official didn't deny it. Yes. Then why hide this? Ralvek asked. The official looked at him. Because the Empire does not lose. Ralvek clenched his fists. So you lied. We protected stability, the official corrected. Ralvek shook his head. No, you created ignorance. Silence. Then the official spoke again. Humans are not like other species. Ralvek listened carefully. They do not grow slowly. They do not follow patterns. They adapt. The screen showed more data. Human ships changing, evolving, improving, fast, too fast. They learn from every fight, the official said, and after we attacked them, Ralvek finished the sentence. They disappeared. The official nodded. Yes. And now they are back, Ralvek said. Stronger, hidden, watching. The room felt cold again. Why didn't they attack us? One officer asked. The official answered. Because they don't need to. That answer was worse than war. Ralvek stood up slowly. They are waiting, he said. For what? Someone asked. Ralvek looked at them. For us to make a mistake. Silence. Deep silence. Then suddenly, an alarm. Loud. Sharp. Everyone turned. What is that? Ralvek asked. An officer rushed into the room. Sir, emergency. What happened? The officer looked terrified. A fleet just disappeared. Ralvek froze. Where? Near the outer sector. How many ships? 20. Silence. Any signal? The official asked. The officer nodded slowly. Yes. What did it say? The officer swallowed, then spoke. We are still watching. The room went completely still. Ralvek closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them. Now he understood everything. This was not revenge. This was not war. This was control. Humans were not fighting the Empire. They were studying it, testing it, waiting. And the most dangerous part? They were always one step ahead. Ralvek looked at the officials. We are not the strongest anymore, he said. No one argued, because deep inside, they all knew the galaxy had changed, and the Empire was no longer in control. The Empire was no longer calm. For the first time in centuries, fear had entered its core. Inside the high command station, everything had changed. More guards, more ships, more weapons, but none of it felt enough. Commander Ralvek stood in a large war room. A giant screen showed the galaxy map, hundreds of systems, thousands of ships, and yet it all looked small now. Report again, one of the high officials said. An officer stepped forward. His voice was tight. 20 ships lost. No battle. No signal before disappearance. Another officer added. More reports coming in. Small patrol units gone without trace. Ralvek crossed his arms. They are testing us, he said. The room turned to him. Testing? One official asked. Yes, Ralvek replied. They are not attacking fully. They are observing how we react. Silence. And what do you suggest? The official asked. Ralvek looked at the galaxy map. We already made one mistake. What mistake? Ralvek spoke clearly. We underestimated them. No one disagreed. But now, Ralvek continued, we are about to make a bigger one. The officials leaned forward. What is that? Ralvek said one word. Panic. The room went quiet. Before anyone could respond, another officer rushed in. Emergency update. What now? The official asked. The officer looked at the screen, then spoke. A human signal has appeared. Everything stopped. Where? Ralvek asked. At the edge of the central systems. Shock spread across the room. That's impossible, someone said. That is our most protected area. Ralvek stepped closer. Show it. The screen zoomed in. A single signal. Just one. Not a fleet. Not an invasion. Just one ship. Again, Ralvek felt a strange feeling. This is the same pattern, he whispered. What pattern? The official asked. Ralvek replied. One ship first. The room went silent. Everyone remembered. That was how it started before. Prepare a response fleet, the official ordered. How many ships? An officer asked. The official did not hesitate. All of them. Ralvek turned sharply. That's a mistake. The official looked at him. You said they are testing us. So we will show strength. Ralvek shook his head. No, that's exactly what they want. Explain, the official said coldly. Ralvek stepped forward. They want us to react. To move our fleets. To expose our positions. The room became quiet. They are not attacking blindly, Ralvek continued. They are thinking ahead. But the official was not convinced. We cannot do nothing, he said. Ralvek replied calmly. Doing nothing is also a move. The tension in the room grew. Two different ideas. Attack or wait. Finally, the highest-ranking official spoke. We will not wait. Ralvek closed his eyes for a moment. The decision was made. Send the fleet. Hours later, the largest Imperial fleet ever assembled moved into position. Hundreds of warships, heavy weapons, full power, all focused on one small signal. The human ship. It was just floating there. Still, silent, like before. Admiral Corvin led the fleet, a strong and proud leader. This is your final warning, he transmitted. No response. Identify yourself or be destroyed. Still nothing. Corvin smiled slightly. Typical. He raised his hand. Prepare weapons. Hundreds of guns aimed at the human ship. Energy levels rising. Ralvek watched everything from the command station. His face was serious. Stop this, he whispered. But it was too late. Fire. The order was given. A storm of energy blasts filled space. Bright, powerful. The human ship disappeared in the explosion. Silence. Target destroyed. An officer said. Corvin nodded. Too easy. But then, sir, another officer said. What is it? There is no debris. Corvin frowned. What? No remains. No wreckage. That's not possible. Before anyone could react, every system in the fleet went dark. At the same time, weapons offline, engines dead, shields gone. Panic. What is happening? Corvin shouted. No control. Everything is frozen. Then, a signal appeared. On every ship. At the same time. The same message. You chose force. Corvin's face went pale. No, he whispered. Ralvek saw it too. He closed his eyes. They planned this. Back in space. Something appeared. Not one ship. Not 10. Hundreds. Human warships. Surrounding the entire fleet. They were invisible before. Now, they were everywhere. Impossible, Corvin said. The human ships moved slowly. Perfect formation. No fear. No rush. Complete control. Then, one human ship moved forward. Larger than the others. Different. More powerful. A command ship. A new message appeared. This was your second warning. Corvin tried to respond. We can negotiate. The message cut him off. You had your chance. Silence. Then, something strange happened. The human ships did not fire. They did not attack. Instead, they started scanning. Every Imperial ship. Every system. Every detail. Sir, they are reading everything, an officer said. Our weapons, our shields, our codes. Corvin's eyes widened. No, stop them. But nothing worked. They were completely exposed. Completely helpless. Then, the scanning stopped, and the final message appeared. Now we understand you. The human ships slowly began to disappear, one by one, vanishing into nothing, until nothing was left. The fleet regained control. Slowly, systems came back. Engines restarted. Weapons online again. But something was wrong. Very wrong. Sir, an officer said quietly, our weapon systems. Corvin looked at him. What about them? The officer swallowed. They don't work the same anymore. What do you mean? They've been changed. Shock hit the bridge. Changed how? The officer looked at the data, then spoke slowly. They are no longer effective against human ships. Silence. Complete silence. Back at command. Ralvek understood. This was not just a warning. This was a message. A clear one. Humans were not just stronger. They were smarter. They had just studied the Empire's entire military in one move and adapted. Again, Ralvek looked at the officials. This is a mistake, he said. No one replied, because now they all knew. The Empire had just made the worst decision possible. They had shown everything, and humans had learned everything. The balance of power was gone.